Who did it? Who or what creates happenings in life? How, even? From the place one is born to the different decisions, fortunate events or unfortunate in a general sense. Is it random, predetermined, or something else? Can we change the outcomes, directions of these events? What is the drive behind life and what reality really is? And I think they may be asking, what is reality really? So this is a question from Spiritual Coaching for 7 that I'm going to answer. You know, it is best not to follow these questions, but I am going to answer you because there was nothing that was more frustrating for me as a child than not getting answers to these questions. And I asked and I asked and I asked until I gave up asking, and I gave up asking because I realized nobody knows and they're all ignoring it. And they're all just going about their life, which is basically the message I got back. Just don't ask these questions, just go about your life, right? But these questions don't go away. They nag. Why are these questions even coming? The reason I say it's best not to follow these questions is the best way to use these is to ask who's asking these. Because if you discover that, you'll know everything. And you'll know it in a real way. Not in a way that someone taught you something or a belief that you have, but the seeking to the answers to these questions will be over, resolved once and for all. So let's look at it. Who or what creates happenings in life? Can you pin it on any one thing? What made the snowflake fall in exactly the place that it fell? Was it any one thing? What made the leaf fall in exactly the way it did and land exactly where it did? Any one thing? You see, with the mind likes to have everything in a little box. This caused that. And it likes to separate things and put them in little boxes and categories. You've even put yourself in a category of what you are and what you're not. And you've put everything else that you're not in categories using the mind. So the mind doesn't like anything that appears random, predetermined. We want to have some agency here, don't we? That's what this other question is. Can we change the outcomes, directions of these events? What events? The events that haven't happened yet? How will you know if you've changed the outcome? How will you know? And will it be one thing that changed the outcome? You might start to see the impossibility of such questions. When we engage in the mind, we want to have answers to these questions. Because why? Because we imagine terrible things that could happen to us, and we want to try and avoid them. And that's why people go to, psychic fairs and the like, hoping to get something, some hope that they can hold on to. It would be just a thought they've got. Back in the day, I did a little bit of that with my spiritual friends. I tell you, the things I heard, pretty much nothing of it came true. You could imagine, and the mind could match things and go, oh, yeah, that did come true because this and that. And it's just imaginary matching. What's best for us is not to do more imaginary thinking and imaginary matching, but to get very real. Get very real about what is right here, right now. And that is what you're doing when you ask, who's asking this? Who is right here, right now asking this? When you get real about that and you discover, then it's kind of like, those games, pickup sticks. If you pull the wrong one, the whole thing collapses. Because all of our stories are built on this story of I. They all require the story of I, of me. My past story, my current idea of myself, and my future of myself. And when you get to the reality of that, all of the stories disappear. And I tell you what, you won't be disappointed. You'll just lose the luggage that you've been burdened with carrying, the mental, emotional luggage, all the fears and the neuroses, the strategies to protect yourself. When you realize what you are doesn't need protecting. What you are is not at risk of what's going to happen in the future. And so you can actually live now. I know this is probably not the answer you wanted, but I'm hoping it's better than the answer that you wanted. Pay attention now. Use reality now. And either all your questions will be answered or they will poof, disappear like the nothing that they are. My name is Cindy Tevens. I'm the spiritual facilitator who keeps it real. And until next time, I urge you to keep it real.